Na tukiachana na hayo ya kifo cha Papa Francis, turejee hapa nchini ambapo kamati ya usimamizi na usalama ya bunge inamhoji Waziri wa usalama Kipchumba Murkomen kuhusu masuala muhimu ya usalama wa taifa. Hebu tusikize yanayojiri.
Part of the challenges we've been having is how do you depoliticize the process of hiring chiefs and assistant chiefs so that we focus on the competence and capabilities of the individual and acceptability by the people is going to lead, because it's also important. This is not like an ordinary job where you just go for interview. The people's satisfaction is also important. So those views are taken very seriously, whether it's coming from the community or from the stakeholders like leaders like yourself, religious leaders, and so forth. The other challenge we face with this hiring of chiefs and assistant chiefs is that generally the people may want a certain person, and if that person is very competent, it's been volunteering, it's been, is acceptable in the whole community. But unfortunately, you find that either they don't have the requisite academic qualifications, or in some cases where we found, you find that their academic qualifications are of questionable actually academic qualifications are questionable. That's what I try to mean. That's why this vetting takes time to satisfy ourselves that the academic qualification provided for. It should not take too long though, because this should be straightforward. You write to NEC or the university and they should be able to respond. It's also important to use this opportunity to say not all areas where there is mandatory achievement of that academic qualification. There are some marginalized areas where people may not meet that qualifications, and usually a waiver is sought through the Public Service Commission, so that it's on record that despite the academic qualification not being achieved, the waiver was done. So I take your concerns seriously, but some of the court cases also are lost for different reasons, and some are political and clan fights taken all the way to courts, and sometimes it ties our hands on what needs to be done. And sometimes also things about somebody was not born here, he doesn't come from here, those kind of issues. They are very sensitive, but they are important at a local level. Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to broaden the response. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. Maybe before Waziri vacates that question, I'm happy the Honorable colleague has said he's satisfied. But my concern is really in the delay. From the time maybe one chief retires to the time the next one is appointed. There's need to have that predictable timeline, because the headquarters are the ones who are supposed to announce that a vacancy exists in location A or in sublocation B. And I think this is almost a universal concern of members and communities, that we need to put some silent policy in place such that it doesn't take 2-3 years to replace an assistant chief or a chief. Thank you, Chairman.
Chair, just
Sarah,
yeah.
A follow-up question again? Okay, just in a minute so that we can we have got quite a number line up.
Okay, Chair, mine is not a question but it's a concern. The response is very good and it's universal. It cut across almost all the country concerning recruitment and placement of chiefs and assistant chiefs. But CS, there's something which your team need to reconsider. One, the NIS report, it seems of late your teams are disregarding these reports, which are very important. Or in my constituency, we have areas where a slum and an area where is a cattle rustling, you place assistant chief who is a female, who cannot wake up at night and go and follow. That's a very, just a moment.
Point of order, Chair. Why can't a female chief wake up at night?
Chair, I think
that is not, there is no policy, there is no law. that says that women cannot do.
Just
Masara, withdraw that one. I mean, you
allow me, before I withdraw, allow me to defend it, because we are,
you either withdraw it.
The social, the media is here.
Masara, you know,
we can,
procedures.
The truth of the matter is,
Masara,
areas
I'm saying you're out of order. You need to withdraw that.
Are you sure?
That's discriminatory against women. Our laws and public service act is very clear. Nothing discriminate whichever sex or gender. Withdraw that.
Chair, I agree with you to some extent, but the truth of the matter.
Masara,
okay, let me rephrase it.
I'm saying withdraw the statement.
Okay, I withdraw it.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that there are some. Chair, why don't you just give me time, or I start if you don't want me to talk?
I'm saying.
I withdrew that one, but I had other issues.
Go on. Go on.
Okay, let me withdraw and leave you to proceed. Because what we are trying to say is that we are helping the ministry on issues, the feedback, which they can't get themselves, but people on the ground can give them the feedback. This is the right opportunity to give. The other issue I had is the duration of vacancy, which has been mentioned by my brother here. When somebody is acting, you know, assistant chiefs and chiefs, to the local people, they are the real government. They meet each and every day. There are some areas where the chief is their government. They meet. And there are some integrities in communities which somebody from another clan cannot handle. For example, when they act for 2 years, the issue of land. Somebody may not feel they fought for the land, and then assistant chief from another area where they fought for that land is acting, coming to organize their issues of land. It brings a lot of issues. So it is important that you seek for issues on the ground before deploying somebody. I'm talking on, I'm mentioning this because there has been in my area where assistant chief or a chief cannot be allowed to perform his acting capacity in a different area because of those reasons. And finally, the issue